And sometimes graphic design as a career can lead to your success in higher paying fields later on. So what we're going to be talking about next is how can I move beyond the basics of graphic design and add skill sets that are related that can make me six figures or more. So look at this chart. So graphic design skills can be beneficial to front-end web design, social media management, content creation, being a small business owner and being able to save thousands of dollars because you know how to do all the graphic design projects, publishing, writing articles and being able to format that in really nice ways and have type hierarchy that's really pretty and nice and effective. Video editing. I can't tell you. Every time I edit a video, I'm like, this is just graphic design in motion. If you want to get into video editing, understanding graphic design theory and basics will help you out. It can help with advertising, brand management, printing, anything dealing with the printing process and understanding colors and all that stuff. And then UX, UI design. And we're going to talk about that a little bit later, how UX, UI design, you can make a lot of money in that field. And graphic design is a wonderful prerequisite for really being a good UX, UI designer. Okay, so we're going to talk about growing these secondary skills alongside your design skills. It can make you a highly desired person. So a lot of people think a career as a graphic designer is forever. Forever. It can be, but it can also be a jumpstart to higher paying professions and job titles. It'll take consistent adding of new creative and technical skill sets though. And I think we all need to expand our minds to what a graphic designer can be in the future. And there's a huge talk about, is graphic design dead? Is graphic design going to go away? Is artificial intelligence going to take away graphic design? I don't think so if we embrace things that are beyond the traditional graphic design projects and offerings. And I think we need to expand what it means to be a graphic designer so that we can elevate our whole profession. So here's just some ways we can level up our skills to make more money. This is just an example. It's not an exact pathway, right? So there's lots of different little things you can learn. So let's say level 1, you learn new software. Okay, you're learning Adobe. You're learning Pro Tools to go from, maybe you just know Canva. Maybe, okay, now I want to know pro level tools. I want to learn Adobe. That's one way to level up. So then explore 3D. 3D is really huge to use as graphical elements, but it's also good to understand the 3D space, especially if we're going to talk about the metaverse and 3D immersive environments in the future, like 5-10 years from now. It's great to really understand 3D space and how 3D works, just the basics. If you want to learn Blender, one of those free 3D tools, or I use Adobe Dimensions. I just feel like it's been incredible to have that in my back pocket, in my mind, knowing how the 3D space works. Super great. So then master graphic design theory. I think anybody needs to do this. Just really get a couple awesome books and study advanced color theory, typography, how to make a font, just to understand like what goes into making a font and understanding typography on deeper levels. So that's level 1. So let's move up to level 2. So we're going to level up and we're going to beef up your marketing and skills knowledge. So graphic design is a part of the marketing chain, right? It's not just a creative field. It's a creative field that exists in a business, in the business machine. So you got to understand how to make money, to increase sales, and to understand marketing and how marketing works. So taking a marketing course would be a recommendation that I would have. I have a degree in marketing and it has been invaluable. I'm so glad I got a degree in marketing and I didn't get a degree in graphic design because I could teach myself design online, right? But it's really hard to learn business and marketing online. I guess you can too, but I'm glad I chose that degree. So understanding the whole branding process for obvious reasons, what we've talked about already, that understanding how to brand something and how to make it consistent throughout lots of different marketing channels is really good. And also talking about not just how it looks, but maybe brand messaging. How can we have consistent brand messaging in our headlines and our ads and everything? And also master digital marketing. So obviously you need to know how to create Instagram Reels, TikTok videos. You're going to have to be really comfortable with this if you want to level up to this next level, right? We're talking about next level learning. You need to be able to do that just by practicing, putting your own portfolio work out there by using video and short form video on social media. Would be good. And learning carousel design on Instagram, just like you don't have to learn all of that, but just pick something and just say, I'm going to learn that this month. So let's level up. Level 3, going up to the next level. So you're going to have to master social media. So not just learn new things, but like really become good at it. Try to get your followers up. Building an audience is amazing experience, just not even just gaining followers, but learning how to gain followers. How you gain followers, how do you get content that people are really going to soak up and enjoy, and they want to engage with you. And if you can learn how to get people excited about your stuff and get people to engage with your stuff, then you can sell just about anything. And that's absolutely next level, is mastering social media and being so comfortable with it. So also learning to collaborate with others who are successful. This one is where I'm at now, where I'm a little scared. I'm a little intimidated to reach out to some of my favorite people that I follow that have way more followers than me. I get a little bit scared, but I need to be brave and reach out to those people and say, I want to collaborate with you, because that's how I can go next level, is to be among people who are better than me. Right? And to be humble and say, hey, I want to collaborate with you. I can learn a lot from you. You're better than me. You've got something that's amazing that I want to learn. And so having a really awesome mentor is a part of this too. Managing creative teams and tackle large projects. So just like being an art director or a creative director who has to do this too, you want to probably do this on your own. Let's say you're a freelancer. Maybe instead of saying, oh, well, I just offer these services, what if you can team up with a programmer and offer these big like website packages, and you team up with these people and you're able to learn and manage and work with other creatives. So let's go to level 4, next level, bing. Okay, so we can specialize in a skill you do best. So this is when we hyper-focus, hyper-specialize. You become the best at that niche. So let's say, I don't know, logo design, like we talked about earlier. You could become the best logo designer in your country, right? That's a big goal, but this is like the final level, right? You've got to be the best. So just focus on doing really, really good work. And the best way to do that is to follow everyone you think is better than you, which is a lot of people. There's a lot of people that are better than me. I follow a lot of people, but I'm striving for this. I'm striving to get to their level, to get beyond their level. But of course, there's mental health we have to think about, and we don't want to like be really upset because we're trying to be perfect either. So you got to just balance this out, trying to be the best, but also making sure your expectations are reasonable, and that we focus on mental health and not feel like we're horrible all the time because we follow all these amazing people. We have to look up to people, but not be so jealous that it eats us up inside and we feel like we're horrible, bad designers. That's easy to do. So once again, hyper-focus on a niche that shows promise, right? So we don't want to focus on a niche like MySpace design, right? You're designing headers for MySpace. That's probably you're not going to be successful if you do that, right? Because MySpace, I don't even think it's open anymore. But let's say it's Facebook stuff. Facebook is not doing super well right now. So I'm on Facebook all the time, but I can see it slowly fading away. So focusing on a niche that shows promise. There's ChatGPT that's helping people do things. I say there's AI, and I'm a little bit nervous about AI, but it's something that we need to utilize or know something about. It shows promise, right? But UX UI is a perfect example of a niche that shows promise. Because there's a lot of growth in that area. There's a lot of people interacting with stuff digitally. It just makes a lot of sense. So once again, become the expert in that field. So not only is it about learning and doing stuff, but it's also about being able to teach. And this is this last level here. And this is where I feel like I'm trying to grow, is to become an expert in that field. Trying to get there. I'm trying to share my decades of experience with you. I'm trying to become an expert in that field, so that possibly it'll open up a lot of opportunities for writing and for speaking and all these kind of things. So that's kind of where I'm at this level personally. And then share your knowledge by creating content that helps others. This is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to share tips and tricks, what I've done to be successful, and trying to help other people. And I think this is kind of what you do when you reach a level where you're like, I feel like I'm in a good place. How can I help other people? And I've learned so much by teaching. So I've learned more by teaching than I have anything else. So all of this to say that graphic design has so much potential. Don't let others convince you that graphic design is a low-paying job. Yes, there are times when people do not charge enough as a designer, or when clients decide to not offer enough for a job, but as you can see, there are so many tracks or paths you can take to increase your chance of higher pay get those raises, and have overall success.